All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
We always talk about, different strategies for navigating the higher ed workplace.
Right, exactly.
And today we are tackling something that I think is really important, especially no matter where you are in your career, and that's staying motivated.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And we're diving into a really interesting article by Jarrod Kanizay, who had some really cool insights about this. And, one of the things that kind of hit me right away when I was reading this article was,
Yeah, what was it?
you know, we often think of motivation as this like, result of success, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, oh, you achieve something, so now you feel motivated. But Kenize is kind of flipping the script.
Oh, interesting.
He's
Okay.
saying, motivation is actually the thing that gets you there.
Oh, so it's like the fuel.
Yeah, it's like the secret weapon
Okay.
that, helps you overcome all those inevitable challenges that you're going to face and ultimately helps you be more successful.
That makes a lot of sense when you think about it, right? Like when you were
Mhm.
motivated, you're more likely to kind of push through those tough times to really learn new things and then, yeah, ultimately achieve those goals that you're working towards.
Absolutely. And he really lays out like very practical strategies for how to, kind of build that motivation. And one that I thought was really, we've all heard about SMART goals, right?
Right.
Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound.
Yeah, we hear about those all the time.
But I feel like he kind of gave it like a fresh take.
Okay, I'm curious. What was the...
Well, he really talked about, it's not enough to just say, oh, I want to, be better at my job or I want to.
Right, just this general idea.
Yeah, you have to get down to like, okay, what does better actually look like?
Define it. Right.
How are you going to measure it?
Be able to track that progress. Yeah.
What are the very specific actions you need to take and break down those really big, sometimes overwhelming goals into these like smaller,
Bite-sized pieces.
yes, achievable steps?
It's almost like giving yourself a roadmap with those milestones along the way so you can see, okay, I'm making progress.
Yes, and every time you hit one of those milestones, it's like,
It's a little like a boost,
yeah,
right? Like, okay, I can do this.
it reinforces the motivation.
Exactly. And that feeds back into that whole cycle, right?
Yes,
Of feeling good about those accomplishments and then using that to fuel the next step.
absolutely. So we've got a roadmap, right, with these SMART goals,
Yeah.
but even with the best laid plans, we're going to hit those roadblocks.
Oh, yeah. Of
Right.
course, there are always challenges.
And so that's where I think another strategy that Knize talks about that I thought was so powerful is this idea of connecting to your purpose.
Oh, yeah. I love this one. It's like asking yourself, why am I doing this in the first place?
Yes.
What's the bigger picture?
Yeah. And especially in higher ed, right, where sometimes the work can be really demanding.
Oh, sure.
The rewards aren't always like right there in your face.
Totally.
Like sometimes it's a long game.
Long game.
Yeah. So being able to connect to that larger purpose can be really, really grounding.
I think a lot of people listening to this can relate to that for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can think of a time when I was coordinating this like huge university-wide event.
Oh, wow.
It was so stressful. There were so many moving pieces. And I remember there were definitely moments where I was like,
I'm out.
I just want to like,
Ah.
walk away. But then I would like picture the students walking across that stage at graduation.
Yeah.
And just knowing that I played like even just a small part in helping them get there, it gave me like this boost of energy. And I was like, oh,
Okay. I keep going, yeah.
I keep going. I can do this.
That's that purpose kicking in, right?
Yes.
It really helps you push through those tough moments.
It does. So, we've got the roadmap, we've got our purpose, but, we're not islands.
No, we're not. We need people.
Right. And so Knize also talks about the importance of building these supportive relationships in the workplace.
Oh, yeah. This is so key. Having those people who understand what you're going through, who can celebrate the wins with you and offer that encouragement when you need it most.
Absolutely. It makes such a difference. And I think that's especially true in higher ed,
Definitely.
whether it's, mentors who can offer guidance or colleagues who inspire you.
Right. Or even just those friendly faces that make coming to work a little bit brighter.
Yes, exactly. Having those people around you can make all the difference.
Absolutely. And it's not just about receiving that support either, right? It's about giving it back.
Yeah.
Being part of a community like that where you're supporting each other, it actually helps boost your own motivation as well.
It's like this positive feedback loop.
Totally.
Now, here's something that I thought was interesting and maybe a little bit counterintuitive at first.
Oh, okay.
So he also talks about seeking out new roles or professional development opportunities.
Interesting.
And at first I was like, wait a minute. I'm trying to stay motivated in my current role.
Right.
Why would I be thinking about new things?
Why would I rock the boat? Yeah.
But then as I read further, I started to understand what he was getting at.
Okay, what was his point?
It's this idea that, motivation thrives on growth.
On being challenged, yeah.
Yes, and sometimes the best way to kind of rekindle that spark is to step outside of your comfort zone.
So it's not necessarily about leaving your current role,
Not necessarily.
but maybe taking on a new project or learning a new skill,
Exactly.
or even just exploring different options within your organization.
Yes, and so it's about finding that sweet spot, right, between feeling challenged and feeling completely overwhelmed.
Right.
And so, it's about seeking out opportunities that align with, your goals, your interests, and allow you to continue to learn and grow.
Because staying stagnant can definitely lead to burnout, right?
Absolutely.
And that's the opposite of what we want.
Right. So it's like, your career in higher ed or really any field
Yeah.
is a journey, not a destination.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
And there's always something new to learn, a new challenge to kind of dive into.
Yes. So I think, if we're thinking about the big takeaways here, if you are feeling that motivation dip, remember, it's not about waiting for inspiration to strike.
You have to be proactive about it.
Yes, be intentional about creating that motivation. And, think about setting those smart goals, connecting to your purpose, building those supportive relationships,
Absolutely.
and don't be afraid to embrace those new challenges.
I think that's great advice. And I would add to that, what is one small step that you can take today to just re-energize and reignite that spark?
That's such a great question. And, if you're looking for more tips on navigating the higher ed workplace, maybe discovering some of those exciting new opportunities, where to go?
Where's that?
Academicjobs.com. Check it out. You won't regret it.
Awesome advice. Thanks for another great deep dive.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
We'll see you all next time.
See you later.